Life can feel like a confusing maze sometimes. We often find ourselves standing at crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. The paths ahead can seem winding and endless, much like the streets of a bustling city or the dense trails of a forest. We search for answers, longing for direction. We look at maps, seek distant horizons, and venture into the unknown, hoping to find clarity. The journey can be daunting, filled with moments of doubt and hesitation. We all face challenges that leave us feeling lost and uncertain. Sitting alone, pondering our worries, or walking through the fog of confusion, these experiences are universal. They remind us of our vulnerability and the need for guidance. This is the story of a young man named David who found himself at a crossroads in life. He stood at the intersection of his past and future, unsure of which path to take. The weight of his decisions bore heavily on him. He felt overwhelmed by anxiety and fear, unsure of which path to take. Each step felt like a burden, and every decision seemed fraught with uncertainty. The stress consumed him, making it difficult to see a way forward. David was a kind soul, but he carried the weight of past mistakes and regrets. He often found himself looking back at old photographs, reminiscing about better times and wondering where he went wrong. These memories haunted him, making it hard to move on. These burdens held him back from experiencing true joy and peace. It was as if he was carrying a heavy backpack, filled with the weight of his past, up a steep hill. He watched others find happiness, feeling isolated and alone in his struggles. He yearned for a change, a lifeline to pull him out of the darkness. He reached out, hoping for a glimmer of hope, a sign that things could get better. The desire for a brighter future kept him going, even in his darkest moments. He longed for guidance, for something to believe in. Standing in a field, watching the sunrise, he felt a spark of hope. With a compass in hand, he sought direction, and looking up at a church steeple, he wondered if faith could be his guiding light. One evening, as David was searching for answers, he stumbled upon a book that had been tucked away on a dusty shelf. It was an unexpected discovery, one that seemed almost serendipitous. It was a Bible, a gift from his grandmother that he had never opened. The cover was worn and the pages were yellowed with age, but it held a promise of wisdom and comfort. Hesitantly, he opened the worn pages and began to read. As he delved into the ancient text, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. The words spoke to his heart, offering solace and guidance in a way he had never experienced before. At first, the words seemed unfamiliar and daunting. David had never delved deeply into the Bible before, and the archaic language and profound messages felt like an insurmountable barrier. He wondered if he would ever understand the depth of its teachings, or if he was simply too lost to find his way. But as David continued to read, he felt a glimmer of hope ignite within him. The initial confusion began to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of clarity. Each passage he read seemed to speak directly to his heart, offering insights and wisdom that he had been yearning for. The words spoke of a love that was greater than any challenge he faced, a love that transcended human understanding. It was a love that promised to be with him through every trial and tribulation, a love that would never abandon him. This love offered forgiveness and a fresh start, a chance to begin anew regardless of past mistakes. David felt a weight lifting off his shoulders, a burden he had carried for far too long. The promise of redemption was like a soothing balm to his weary soul. He was particularly drawn to the Psalms, which expressed the raw emotions of individuals facing their own struggles. The Psalms were a tapestry of human experience, capturing the highs and lows, the joys and sorrows, the faith and doubt that everyone encounters. David found comfort in knowing that he was not alone in his feelings of doubt and despair. The Psalms echoed his own cries for help, his own pleas for understanding and guidance. They were a testament to the fact that even in the darkest times there was hope. The Psalms became his refuge, a place where he could pour out his heart and find solace in God's presence. In those sacred verses, he found a sanctuary, a place where he could be vulnerable and honest without fear of judgment. One verse in particular resonated deeply within him. "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." These words were a powerful reminder that he was cared for, that he was not navigating life's challenges alone. "He makes me lie down in green pastures," a promise of rest and rejuvenation. The imagery of lush green fields brought a sense of calm and serenity to his troubled mind. "He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul." The vision of still waters was a metaphor for the peace that David so desperately sought. It was a peace that could only come from a deep, spiritual connection. These words painted a picture of peace and tranquility that David desperately craved. They were a beacon of hope, guiding him towards a future filled with promise and healing. In those moments of reflection, David realized that he was on a journey, one that would lead him to a place of profound understanding and inner peace. Every day, David made a commitment to spend time reading the Bible. He approached each passage with an open heart, eager to learn and grow. As he delved deeper into the scriptures, he began to discover timeless truths that spoke directly to his situation. He found strength in the words of Joshua 1:9. "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." This verse became his battle cry, reminding him that he was not alone in his struggles. David also found comfort in the teachings of Jesus, who offered messages of hope, forgiveness, and unconditional love. He learned that no matter what mistakes he had made in the past, God was always there to offer grace and a second chance. As David continued to immerse himself in the Bible, he began to experience a profound shift in his perspective. He realized that true peace and joy were not found in external circumstances, but in a deep and abiding relationship with God. He began to apply the principles he was learning to his everyday life. When faced with difficult decisions, he would turn to the Bible for guidance. He learned to trust in God's plan for his life, even when he didn't have all the answers. David's faith grew stronger with each passing day. He found the courage to forgive those who had hurt him, releasing the bitterness that had been holding him captive for so long. He learned to extend grace to others, just as God had extended grace to him. Forgiveness was a difficult concept for David. He had been hurt deeply in the past, and the pain lingered like an open wound. But as he read the words of Jesus, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing," Luke 23:34, he felt a stirring in his heart. He realized that holding on to anger and resentment was only hurting himself. It was like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. He began to pray for the strength to forgive, to release the bitterness, and embrace the freedom that comes with letting go. It wasn't an easy process. There were days when the pain felt overwhelming and he wanted to give in to the anger. But each time he would turn to the Bible and remind himself of God's unconditional love and forgiveness. Section 6. Embracing Love and Compassion. As David's heart softened, he began to see the world through a different lens. The beauty of nature, the serenity of a quiet moment, and the simple joys of life started to resonate with him on a deeper level. He found solace in the stillness, and it was in these moments of reflection that he began to understand the true essence of compassion. He developed a newfound compassion for others, recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles. This realization made him more empathetic and understanding. He started to volunteer at local shelters, offering a helping hand to those in need. The act of giving, without expecting anything in return, brought him immense joy and fulfillment. He went out of his way to show kindness and encouragement to those around him, knowing that even small gestures can make a big difference. Whether it was a smile to a stranger, a kind word to a colleague, or a simple act of holding the door open, David understood that these small acts of kindness could ripple out and create a wave of positivity. He learned that love is not just a feeling but a choice we make every day. It's about being present, showing up for the people we care about, and making a conscious effort to nurture our relationships. Love, he realized, is an action, a commitment to put others before ourselves, and to cherish the connections we have. It's about putting others' needs before our own, showing grace even when it's undeserved, and treating everyone with dignity and respect. David found that by prioritizing others' well-being, he was able to create a more harmonious and loving environment around him. Sharing a meal, offering a listening ear, or simply being there for someone in their time of need became his way of life. One of David's favorite verses became 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4-7. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. These words resonated deeply with him, serving as a constant reminder of the virtues he aspired to embody. It is not proud. David found humility in his journey, understanding that true love and compassion come from a place of selflessness. He learned to let go of his ego and to approach each interaction with an open heart and mind. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. He realized that love is about lifting others up, not tearing them down. By focusing on the needs of others and working together towards common goals, he was able to foster a sense of community and belonging. It is not easily angered. David learned the importance of patience and understanding in maintaining healthy relationships. He practiced mindfulness and deep breathing to manage his emotions, ensuring that he approached conflicts with a calm and composed demeanor. It keeps no record of wrongs. Forgiveness became a cornerstone of his philosophy. He understood that holding on to grudges only caused more pain, and that true love meant letting go of past hurts and moving forward with a clean slate. Love does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. These principles guided David in his daily interactions, reminding him to always seek the good in others and to remain steadfast in his commitment to love and compassion. These words became his guidepost for living a life filled with love and compassion. David's journey was not just about personal growth but about creating a ripple effect of kindness and understanding in the world around him. By embracing these values, he found a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment, inspiring others to do the same. Section 7. The Joy of Gratitude. One of the most profound changes in David's life was the development of a grateful heart. He learned to appreciate the simple things in life, recognizing that every breath was a gift. He began each day with a prayer of thanksgiving, acknowledging God's goodness and faithfulness in his life. Instead of dwelling on what he lacked, he focused on all the blessings he had been given. He found joy in the beauty of nature, the love of his family and friends, and the opportunity to make a difference in the world. He learned that gratitude is not about ignoring the challenges in life, it's about choosing to focus on the good, even amidst the storms. As he practiced gratitude, he found that his heart was filled with a peace and contentment that he had never experienced before. Section 8. A Life Transformed. David's journey was a testament to the transformative power of God's Word. Through daily reading and reflection, he found healing, forgiveness, and a renewed sense of purpose. The Bible became his compass, guiding him towards a life filled with meaning and joy. His story is a reminder that no matter where we are in our journey, it's never too late to turn to God and experience the life-changing power of His Word. The same God who transformed David's life is ready and waiting to do the same for you. David's story is an inspiration to us all. It reminds us that no matter how lost or alone we may feel, there's always hope. The Bible is a lifeline, offering guidance, comfort, and the promise of a brighter future. Section 9. Your Roadmap to Life. The Bible is more than just a book. It's a living, breathing guide to navigating the complexities of life. It's filled with timeless wisdom, practical advice, and stories of ordinary people who overcame extraordinary challenges through their faith in God. Just like David, you too can experience the transformative power of the Bible. Make a commitment to read it every day, even if it's just a few verses. Approach it with an open heart, asking God to reveal His truth to you. The Bible is your roadmap to life. Read it every day, and you will never get lost. It's a journey worth taking, a journey that will lead you to a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment.